老表们，今儿个可是不用吃面条了。
A man from Henan found an abandoned baby girl in Pakistan and brought her back to China, where he raised her as his own. Now, the girl has grown into a graceful young lady with exotic features, yet speaks fluent Henan dialect. Netizens call her the Cleopatra of Henan. What kind of tragic background does this beautiful girl have? And what kind of story happened between her and her adoptive parents? The girl's adoptive father is named Lao Fan. Lao Fan's family had been farmers for generations. By the age of 30, he still hadn't gotten married, simply because he was poor. Finally, when Lao Fan was in his 30s, his parents borrowed money everywhere and managed to get him a wife. He thought that now he had a wife, he could start a family like everyone else. But years passed, and Lao Fan and his wife still couldn't have any children. People in the village told Lao Fan that if he didn't have a child to care for him in his old age, what would he do when he got old? Thinking about the debts still unpaid from his wedding and having no children to rely on in the future, Lao Fan and his wife decided to stop farming and go out to work. They would pay off what they owed and save some money for retirement. So, the two of them went to work on a construction site. Life on the construction site was tough, but the income was much better than farming. One day, the foreman said he had taken a project in Pakistan and asked if the workers were willing to go. He said the wages there were higher than in China. After discussing with his wife, Lao Fan decided to follow the foreman to Pakistan. It didn't matter where they worked, as long as they could earn more money. In 2001, Lao Fan and his wife left their hometown, Pingdingshan, and went to Pakistan. At this time, Lao Fan was nearly 40 years old and still had no children. Lao Fan followed the foreman and worked hard in a foreign land. His wife also found a job locally. The couple worked together, fighting for their future. Time passed quickly. One day in August 2002, after finishing a day's work, Lao Fan was walking back to his rented apartment. Suddenly, he heard the cry of a baby. He looked around but didn't see anyone carrying a child. Driven by curiosity, he followed the sound and finally found the source. It was coming from a cardboard box by the roadside. Lao Fan approached the box, opened it, and found a baby lying inside, crying loudly with a red face. It was the height of summer, and Lao Fan was worried the baby girl might suffer heat stroke. Without thinking much, he picked her up and took her back to their apartment. Back at the apartment, the couple examined the baby. She was less than 6 months old and had been abandoned by someone on the roadside. The kind-hearted couple felt deep sympathy for this innocent little girl. They tried to locate her birth parents, but found no leads. So they took on the role of her parents and began caring for her with all their heart.
老表们，这个一时兴起出来野餐来了。
Who would have thought that this beautiful girl from Henan was once an abandoned baby? This kind couple brought her back from Pakistan and raised her in Pingdingshan, Henan, as their only child. In August 2002, Lao Fan found the baby in Pakistan. She had dark skin but very delicate features. Her big eyes were like black grapes, bright and lively. Her small nose and lips looked especially cute. Having been childless for years, the couple couldn't help but fall in love with her. Especially since they couldn't find her birth parents, they decided to adopt her and raise her as their own daughter. Perhaps it was fate. Lao Fan, nearly 40, had never had a child with his wife, but unexpectedly found this abandoned baby girl in a foreign country. For both the couple and the child, this was a form of salvation. That winter, they brought the baby back to China. The day they returned to the village, the whole place was buzzing. Everyone had heard that Lao Fan brought back a foreign child and rushed to their home out of curiosity. Villagers congratulated Lao Fan, saying he was blessed. He finally had a daughter. Now he wouldn't be lonely in old age, and life would have something to look forward to. To ensure the girl could attend school smoothly in the future, Lao Fan registered her in the official family record and gave her a beautiful name, Fan Ziho. From then on, this girl from Pakistan took root in China and gradually grew into a genuine Henan girl. Since Fan Ziho came to China when she was less than a year old, her eating habits and speech became fully local. If you didn't look at her face, no one could guess she came from Pakistan. Although the Fan family wasn't wealthy, they fulfilled every one of Ziho's needs. Whatever other kids had, they would do their best to give her the same. As the only child, Fan Ziho grew up surrounded by love and became a cheerful and beautiful girl. Since bringing their daughter home, Lao Fan never went abroad again. The couple's biggest wish was to stay by her side, helping her grow up strong and be her most reliable support. But Fan Ziho still carried Pakistani blood. As she grew older, her appearance began to differ more and more from the other children. Her dark skin, small face and deep-set features made her stand out among her classmates. By then, Fan Ziho also realized she was different from those around her. She was not her parents' biological child. Seeing that their daughter had sensed the truth, Lao Fan and his wife didn't hide anything. They told her the full story of how they had found her in Pakistan.
老表们，绞死了这天天。
Fan Ziho realized during her teenage years that she wasn't Chinese by birth. Seeing that their daughter was mature enough, Lao Fan and his wife told her everything about how they had found her in Pakistan. Fan Ziho wasn't shocked by the truth. She had drawn so much strength from her parents' love that even knowing she wasn't their biological daughter didn't make her distant. It only made her more grateful and filial. In middle school, Fan Ziho had already grown into a graceful young lady. She was 1.7 meters tall, weighed only a bit over 80 jin, about 40 kilograms, tall and slender, and very attractive. Her small face and big features made her look especially photogenic. On camera, she was a striking beauty. After high school, Fan Ziho gave up on college. On one hand, her grades weren't good. She didn't have a gift for studying. On the other hand, her family wasn't well off. She wanted to start working early to ease the financial burden. So, after the college entrance exam, she followed her cousin to the city to work. Life as a migrant worker was hard. Working on an assembly line every day left Fan Ziho exhausted. After 2 years in the factory, she returned home to rest for a while before working again. During that time, to pass the time, she registered a short video account and casually posted her daily life. To her surprise, the video received a lot of attention and likes. Many people were drawn to her stunning appearance and her authentic Henan accent. With such an exotic face but such a down-to-earth dialect, this contrast made her go viral overnight. So, Fan Ziho kept posting her daily life. Each video she posted gained huge attention. She hadn't expected to become popular so easily, so she began taking her channel seriously and became an online influencer. Her account was called Little Dark Girl, a name that felt very grounded and approachable. Her beauty attracted countless fans, and netizens gave her a nickname, the Cleopatra of Henan. Since becoming famous, Fan Ziho was able to earn money online. Compared to working in a factory, it was much easier and came with plenty of recognition and encouragement. With her earnings, Fan Ziho took her parents to have wedding photos taken. Back when they got married, they were too poor to afford any. Now that their daughter had grown up and could make money, the first thing she did was help them fulfill this old regret. Fan Ziho is a kind and filial girl. She says her dream is to buy her parents a home in the city, so they can enjoy their later years in comfort. At 23, she's working hard to give her family a better life. And we believe her dream will come true very soon.
She wasn't a princess, yet was raised to be the happiest girl in the world. He wasn't her biological father, yet gave her the most genuine fatherly love. From a crying baby on the streets of Pakistan, to now a graceful young woman beloved by countless netizens as the Cleopatra of Henan. Her life is a miracle, and even more so, a warm echo of love. Some say that blood is the foundation of true family. But Fan Ziho, through her growth, has shown us that true family is never determined by genes, but by choice, companionship, and protection. She is not Lao Fan's flesh and blood, yet she is the one he cherishes most deeply. And she, too, has proven through her actions that even without blood ties, she is willing to devote her entire life to this family and these two loved ones. She said, "They gave me a second life. I want to spend the rest of mine repaying them." Perhaps in each of our lives, there is someone who has selflessly given everything for us. Do you still remember? Who was the one who stood in the wind and rain for you? And for whom would you give everything in return? Feel free to share your story in the comments. If you were touched by her story, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next real and moving moment. See you in the next one.